My name is Pete Muller. I'm a National Geographic photographer and fellow. For the last 15 years, I'd say, I've been singularly focused on using the photographic craft and other media to try to chart the contours of human challenges. National Geographic for decades has been a standard bearer for disseminating information about the scientific realities, the physical world around us, and what we're doing to change it. But to me, I sort of felt that there was maybe something that was missing, a human dimension that was missing, that perhaps I could use my photographic approach to address. I'd like to kind of take you through the process of trying to enliven this more human dimension of this conversation. And to do that, I'd like to start in the Upper Hunter Valley. It's this beautiful, idyllic river valley, about 3 hours north of Sydney in Australia. In the 90s, there was a major discovery in the valley, a discovery of large deposits of high-quality coal underneath the valley floor. And big companies came in and they started to dig really big holes to get at it. They started to open mines like this all throughout this very quiet place. And soon the implications and the consequences of these mines became evident to the people who were living there. So you had this strange, crazy topographic transformation that was happening throughout the valley, big, deep holes where they didn't exist before, and these weird hills where they didn't exist before. In addition to that, you had a considerable amount of noise pollution and light pollution and dust pollution, and this major social change that was happening. All of these people who'd been there for decades, generations, leaving, new people coming in, lots of change afoot in a place that wasn't accustomed to it. It was like people knew that the mines were the source of their distress, but they had an incredibly difficult time succinctly explaining how it was that this occurrence was making them feel. They would talk very verbosely and search and ultimately end in frustration of not feeling that they could adequately communicate what this feeling was like. This was about something being lost, or really almost something being taken in the present that had implications for how people remembered the past and how they envisioned the future. So in 2003, in an academic paper, Glenn Albrecht started to refer to this complex sense of a loss of sense of place, the homesickness that you have while you're still at home, as solastalgia. This is like a new frontier in charting our relationship with the changing world around us. And this was not just about so many of the things that we've been talking about the changes that we know we're making in the world. This was about how those changes were being mirrored back within us. So I set out into the world to various places where differing forms at differing stages of environmental transformation were underway. And I started to make conceptual photographs. I took a lot of ethnographic oral histories and things. I can't help but wonder if a word like solastalgia that encapsulates this experience, makes it relatable, acknowledges it, makes it communicatable, might help in forging these relationships, cooperation, acknowledgement, and devising solutions that might alter some of the course of what we're facing. Thank you very much.